All right, there's outrage over the targeting killings of the bank manager Vijay Kumar in Kulgam. The protests have taken place, and that's the news break at Lal Chowk in Srinagar. That's the latest that is filtering in. There have been a spate of cases of Kashmiri Hindus, those who have been killed in the valley. The latest one is, of course, a Rajasthan banker, Vijay Kumar, who was killed in cold blood this afternoon. And clearly, protests rage on. What you see on your television screen, protest at Srinagar's iconic Lal Chowk Tower. Meanwhile, terrorists continue to target Hindu community in Jammu and Kashmir. Shocking killing of a bank manager in Kulgam has been captured on CCTV. Vijay Kumar, the bank manager from Rajasthan, was shot dead inside his bank branch while on duty. India Today has now accessed exclusive CCTV visuals of the horror, which show the terrorists firing 2 bullets at the banker. The manager, Vijay, received grievous gunshots. He was immediately shifted to nearby hospital, was in critical condition. However, he passed. The civilian killings have sparked a wave of outrage by the Hindu community living in the valley. Hindu community held a protest in the valley demanding security against the targeting killings. Earlier in May, a Kashmiri Pandit, Rahul Bhatt, a government employee, was shot dead by terrorists. A Dalit Hindu teacher, Rajni Bala, was also shot dead in Kashmir inside her school a few days ago. Meanwhile, Jammu and Kashmir administration has decided to immediately shift migrant employees and others to safer place by the 6th of June.
फिर से कुलगाम के अंदर राजस्थान के रहने वाले श्रीमान विजय कुमार साहब, जो इलाकाई देहाती बैंक के अंदर मैनेजर थे, उनको निशाना बनाकर पाकिस्तानी कायर आतंकवादियों ने बहुत बड़ा जघन्य अपराध किया है, महापाप किया। आईएसआई हो या पाकिस्तान की सेना हो, ड्रोन्स के माध्यम से छोटे हथियार, पिस्टल्स, स्टिकी बम्स और नारकोटिक ड्रग्स, इसका प्रयोग इन आतंकवादी घटनाओं में करने की साजिश कर रही है। ड्रोन्स की मदद से पिस्टल्स और स्टिकी बम्स जम्मू कश्मीर में हमारी सीमा के अंदर, एलओसी के अंदर गिराने की साजिश की जा रही है, जिसको हमारी भारतीय सेना, बीएसएफ और पुलिस ने विफल किया है। आगे भी पाकिस्तान के इन तमाम षड्यंत्रों को हम विफल करेंगे। पाकिस्तान को इसकी काली करतूतों के लिए, पाकिस्तान ने जो पाप किए हैं, जो गुनाह किए हैं, इसके लिए भारी कीमत चुकानी पड़ेगी। पाकिस्तान और पाकिस्तानी आतंकवादियों को पाकिस्तान कश्मीर के अंदर अफगानिस्तान जैसे हालात पैदा करने की एक साजिश और कोशिश कर रहा है। जैसे तालिबान ने अफगानिस्तान के अंदर महिलाओं का कत्ल, बच्चों का कत्ल, बुजुर्गों का कत्ल, अफगानिस्तान को जैसे तालिबान ने बर्बाद किया है, उसी प्रकार पाकिस्तान आतंकवादियों की मदद से कश्मीर को बर्बाद और लहूलुहान करने की बार बार साजिश कर रहा है और बार बार पाकिस्तान को थपेड़े झेलने पड़ेंगे, बार बार पाकिस्तान को उसके गुनाहों की सजा देंगे।
मैं आपके द्वारा अपील करना चाहता हूं हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी को, हमारे होम मिनिस्टर अमित शाह जी को, कि प्लीज जल्द से जल्द 24 घंटे के अंदर सारे कश्मीरी पंडितों को और माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी के जो बाकी लोग हैं, देश के बाहर के जो लोग काम, राजस्थानी बैंक मैनेजर था जिसको मारा, आज क्या कसूर था उसका, क्या गलतियां की, रजनी वाला की क्या गलती थी, तो टीचर थी, पढ़ा रही थी। राहुल भट्ट की क्या गलती थी, वो तो एक ऑर्डिनरी गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर था वो। तो ये जो मौतें हैं, हम लोग को बलि का बकरा चढ़ाया जा रहा है और इससे बड़ी लानत और इससे बड़ी ट्रेजेडी कुछ नहीं हो सकती।
Yes, you are absolutely right. The brazenness with which the terrorists are walking in and undertaking the act. See, first priority, I personally believe, of the administration should be to protect all these vulnerable people. And I want to know how come this Mr. Vijay Kumar, who was from Rajasthan, I am told only 4 days back he joined in a remote area in Kulgam district. Why should his officer who transferred him there be not held accountable? I think first priority of the government collectively should be to shift all such people to those areas which are protected, where no one can with weapon enter. While simultaneously the all-out operation must continue. Operations relentlessly against terrorism should continue. But we must protect. These are two different things. I have a reason to believe that terrorists have a list of all such vulnerable people, minority people, and people from outside Jammu and Kashmir who can be targeted. And they are doing it one by one. So we must stop this cycle. So my take is let the accountability be fixed of officers concerned, and they are made accountable that no such killing should take place.
I want to immediately connect to my colleague ASHRAF WANI, who's joining us from Srinagar. ASHRAF, a short while ago, there were a lot of visuals that were streaming in from the Lal Chowk, where protests were taking place at what we have seen now, another addition to the spate of killings.
Absolutely, Preeti. This is not that today these government employees and their supporters are protesting, but it started after the killing of Rahul. But we have seen since then these government employees who are from different parts of the Jammu and the Kashmiri Pandits are only demanding that they should be located to the Jammu and their native places so that they could feel safe. But so far what we are getting reports from the two main migrant camps, one is in the Sheikhpura, Badgam, where Rahul Pandit was also living. They tried to flee from that camp and proceed towards Jammu, but they were stopped by the Jammu and Kashmir police. And also same thing happened in the Mattan Anantnag. There is also another migrant employee camp where they are residing, that they have not been allowed to move out from that camp. The police is saying that these two locations are the safest locations in the Kashmir Valley, and the government employees, particularly from the minority community, could not be safer than these places anywhere else in the Kashmir Valley. That is why they are not being allowed to move out. But lot of pressure on the administration, not only from the employees, but in fact from the political leaders, who immediately want that there should be some kind of steps by the government so that these government employees will feel safe. And also it is a priority because it is a matter of life. And also a lot of politics going on, as I was listening some of the statements by different political parties, but many political parties, it has become another issue for politics, particularly for the opposition political parties. But as far as the targeted killings are concerned, it was the second targeted killing in the Kulgam district of South Kashmir during last 48 hours, and that has really raised the questions on the claims of the Jammu and Kashmir government about the safety and security of the non-locals and the minority community here in the Kashmir Valley.